So you're probably wondering, why did I choose this angle? Well, this is where I'm at. Mentally, spiritually, financially. I'm at the bottom. To others, it may look like, well, at least you got somewhere to live, and at least you have a job. You're still posting content. You're right. I'm definitely still posting, and I'm never gonna stop. I could live on the side of the road, and I'm still gonna post. I'm still gonna inspire. I'm still gonna show God in me. I'm still always gonna show the God in me. Today I want to discuss mental health. So, as you guys see, you've been my supporters for years, that your girl could actually be losing her doggone mind. But that's part of the process. I didn't know it was part of the process. Nobody ever really preps you for things like this. Like, you go through 3 puberties, 3 big chemical changes, even without you having kids. And then if you add kids to that, amongst other worldly things, then yeah, the whole term faking it till you make it is universal. Because at the end of the day, everyone's struggling in their own way. And we're living in a society right now to where nobody feels safe nowhere. And it's really unfortunate. So I wanted to take this time to dedicate and to talk about how can we build a safe space. How I've built a safe space within myself in the midst of my storms. So let's get into it. So boom. I've always been a very optimistic individual when I was younger. In the recent 3 years, really, I've had my son, I started being a lot more pessimistic about life and things in general, because I couldn't understand, if I'm doing things that deem me to be a good person, why bad things still happening to me? Why are the people that did those bad things still living great? And how come it's only affecting me and nobody else? Here's the thing. People that could just do bad things to people and move on, they don't care. And you caring don't make you weak. You knowing that not only what you did was wrong, but having a conscious thought, the feeling of guilt or shame or the feeling of regret, it shows that you're human, that you still have a soul. If you didn't feel the regret, if you did not feel the shame, if you did not have a conscious thought, well, I hurt the person I love, then you're inhumane. We learn and we can teach ourselves to turn off certain emotions, to not think. We can convince and lie to ourselves and convince our bodies to lie to ourselves that this bad thing's a good thing. So why can't we do the same thing to benefit our lives? So first, to create a positive space for myself, I had to stop lying to myself. I had to really write down what has been going on, really understand my perspective of the situation, and why I believe that ultimately I felt entitled to get those great things, even if I didn't do the work. Ridiculous, right? If I can have that much audacity, why can I have that much belief in myself? See, my problem was I I had so much ambition and so much power and passion that I didn't know what to do with it. I know where I wanted to be and how I wanted to do it, but I didn't have a clear gauge of what that actually looks like. Because I never gave myself the chance to truly sit down and write. I remember when I first moved to Texas, um, and I met my best friend at the time. She was dating my brother, and we were like doing online dating. I never online dated like that because usually men come up to me or they pursue me, you know. So I took a chance, not knowing where it was gonna go. Take chances. The same audacity that you had to take a chance to go on that date, to message that person, apply for the application. Speak a light over yourself. It's been so, I can't tell you how many times people have told me, you too high on a pedestal, I need to kick you down. And I'm just thinking, why do you need to kick me down when you could ask me how to get up here? After a while, when you're in an environment of people that's constantly consumed with regret and shame, it's going to rub off on you. I was so arrogant, I believed that, oh, my light's too bright to ever be dim. But that was wrong. Words cut deeper than anything else that anybody's ever done to me physically. Words break you and burn you to your core. And that's number 3. Taking back the power of words. Words are just that. Letters conjoined together to make a word. And then words conjoined together to make a sentence. And sentences conjoined together to make paragraphs. I say and use that metaphor because if you rearrange those letters, you could rearrange it to different words. You turn those different words into different sentences. You turn those different sentences into a different thesis, a different paragraph. There's so much strength in taking back the power of who they wanted you to be and who you actually are. Now, if you're in a place and you feel like, man, who am I? Who am I really? I'm not that dancer, I'm not that wife, I'm not that content creator. So who am I? It gives you the opportunity to dive deeper, to truly ask yourself questions on why does this hurt me so bad? How is it these words from this particular person cut deeper than from the next? And why do I have such a high regard for the individual that's saying that if they're saying such mean things to me? And you can also look at it in the standpoint of whatever they told me wasn't meant to break me down, or was it meant to change me for the better? Sometimes our egos would jade an intention and give us the illusion of victimization. All because you're not praising all my great qualities. How dare you bring up my shadow side, tell me that I'm self-centered and shallow and arrogant. I'm supposed to love myself. I'm supposed to like nice things. I'm supposed to want a better life. Yes, you are. But you're not supposed to rub it in people's faces. You're not supposed to make people feel less than because you have more. You're not supposed to compare yourself to others. We were meant to be put on this world to be helpmates. People that don't have hearts like that, they don't understand that. Everybody is assigned to a journey, and upon that journey, there are people that's going to stay with you for 3 months. There's people that's going to be next to you for a year. There's people that may be with you for 5 years. But everything is temporary. Taking ownership back from the words that were thrown at you to hurt you. You could simply rephrase it. For instance, someone says, "Oh, her breath stinks." Use it as an opportunity to upgrade yourself. You can take it as an insult, or you can take it as advice. Go get on that potty. Go potty. Now, go potty. Once I started using the constant negative voices in my head that played every single day as motivation to change, it changed the game for me. My own mama said, "You ain't even all that." You know what I did? My goal is to become all that in a bag of chips. And whatever that means for me, not for her. Because at the end of the day, this is my life. And that's what we have to remember. The decisions that we make impact our lives. It affects others that impact our lives, whether it's good or bad. And you have to really take life seriously and think, if I make this decision, stop, breathe, and think. If I make this decision, will it bring a detrimental result? Or will it bring happiness? Will it bring success? And last and not least, number 4, solitude. There's studies that show that solitude, too much of it, is a bad thing. We're human. We need interaction. We need community. We need others. No one is put on this earth to be completely alone. So when I bring up this subject of solitude is meant to solidify your goals. It's not meant to suffocate your insecurities. And I had to learn that when I first went into solitude and I was goal driven, and I had the transportation in the morning, great. Then I got challenged. I didn't have the car and I didn't have the money. So I had to get in solitude again and see how dedicated this life is going to test you. How dedicated are you truly to your journey? All right, now you ain't got a car, now you ain't got no money. Are you going to stick to it? And it got to a point when I was sticking to it in my second stage of solidarity that I'm trapped in here with my thoughts. So trapped with my thoughts that I'm trying to somehow rewire the past, and it's simply impossible. You can't change what happened in the past. You can only correct it and leave it as a mistake. Solitude for me gives me an opportunity to completely unzip and show myself. And the thing is, in solitude, people don't like themselves. I didn't like myself. That's why I always had to be around people. Because I didn't want to sit with the reality that I was bullied. I didn't want to sit with the reality that I did say those mean things. I spreaded those rumors. I'm not the grand individual in which I think I am. it busts your bubble. And people are like, well, how can I possibly build a better self-esteem and confidence and solidarity if other people talk bad about me? Now I'm talking bad about me. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And that's the thing, it's not supposed to. It's not supposed to make sense. If it had any sense to it, it'd be easy and everybody would be doing it. Everybody. Because it's so easy. But this is the world less traveled. So congratulations for being part of the 5%. The people that's like, yeah, I'm sick of my own bullshit. It's time for the change. Welcome. This channel is for you. This channel is for the ones that you choose the hard way and you don't know why. That solitude is to slow down your thoughts, for you to breathe. I didn't even know how to rest. I believe sleeping and resting was the same thing, and it is indeed not the same thing. Rest is allowing your mind to be empty. Hi, baby. I'm talking to the camera up there.
I did.
I love you too, baby. Rest is allowing your body to inhale and exhale and to hold and release. Rest is simply not doing anything at all and being conscious in not doing anything. It's going to be severely uncomfortable. You're going to be like, am I doing it right? You're going to have 50 million questions bombarding you. The little steps I used to do to learn, teach myself how to meditate for longer periods of time. Anytime I stopped at a red light, I would take a deep breath and I would focus on the objects that are around me. I would visualize them. So if I'm in the car, now, I'm laying on my bed, on my mattress, on the floor. I had a crazy day. I come home and I just breathe. I feel the pressure of my head on my fingertips. I feel the cloth rubbing against my skin. I feel the heat pushing through the vent above me. And after listing all those things that I feel and I hear, I say out loud, I'm presently positive. See, there's power in the tongue. You can speak life and death over you. It's your choice. When you allow your circumstances to consume you in your solitary space, you're going to suffocate. You're going to die. Mentally, spiritually, and physically. And coming from an overthinker, it's not easy. It started to become more easy when I released the grip on the idea of me getting to a healing version of myself at a certain time. We don't ever truly just become whole. We just reach the next stage of it and decide that, hey, I'm not going to allow this to be a hindrance presently or in my future anymore. You just decide to not. My little sister called me yesterday and was like, Sissy, I'm sad, but I don't want to be. I said, well, change your mind. And she's like, what? And I'm such a hypocrite for that. Because God has been asking me to change my mind, change my perspective, my past relationships and friendships, but change your attitude, change perspective, change your mind. I'm like, yo, make it so easy. In the moment, in the emotion, it feels impossible. And that's why it's important that you have to focus on breathing and releasing. And releasing is not holding your tears in. It's allowing yourself to cry, give yourself the headache, ball up, slide on that wall, roll, break things, scream. Do everything you need to do to release that energy out of your body. It's not meant to stay stagnant. In solitude, write more and talk less. The point of this process is to get a better understanding. And if you're constantly projecting and spewing what was done, what was said, what happened, what didn't happen, you're still putting yourself in a verbal cage. You're still limiting the possibilities that God has for you, and what He has for you is limitless. The only thing that's in your way is you. If everybody left, and you got the car and the money, you got the house, and there's still no peace, the people was not the problem. You're the problem.
Hi.
Hi. So respectfully, please, your perspective. I can change my mind. I just stop. I don't like that. I don't like playing like that either. Can you, I need you to go watch TV right now because you need to pray. Thank you. Even that, no one took me to start holding phone boundaries and not be aggressively disrespectful while doing it. It took a lot of work. It's easy to cuss people out. It's easy to tell them, like, it's easy to be mean. It's so easy to do that. After I learned the tactics and the practices of doing that. At one point in time, I couldn't even argue. I would get so choked up in my words because I couldn't fathom being mean to anybody. But just like you learn to have tough skin, to be that barrier, to never let nobody feel you again, you can learn to soften it. You can learn to take care of that skin, moisturize it, water it. It's firm enough to let you know I'm about to quarter off of this, you know, but it's gentle enough to know that I am worthy of the work that I'm putting in for myself, to better myself. You're worthy. You deserve it. And your love. Remember, we're not here to agree or disagree. We're here to finish. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.